It's Fontaine from Madame So. Thank you so much for popping in today on what is our 7th live shopping experience. And today it's all about new products. So it's new products that have launched within the last few months, but also we have a couple new products that just hit the shelves within the last few weeks. So as always, I'm in Madame So's creative space. This is a rather large studio space that Madame So lends out to family and friends for whatever creative endeavors you like. You can sculpt, you can sew, you can knit, you can paint, you can write, you can sing, you can play instruments. It's really an invigorating, inspiring, energetic kind of space to be in. So we're very, very happy to be here. I want to welcome, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, I forget where else we're doing lots of new platforms today, but I would urge you then to go to madameso.com and follow there, watch the show there. Otherwise, you won't be able to shop. So you won't be able to take advantage of the amazing, massive discounts that you're about to experience. So that's all good, isn't it? What I'm going to do, though, is the way that I'm going to start is a lot of you have requested that I kind of explain the discount code, the percentage off, the time frame, the products that it's good for. So I've been doing that, and it seems like you all kind of really appreciate it. So that's how I'm going to start the show again today. Basically, excellent. So let me just show you. Oh my, what's that? I'm totally on the wrong show. Isn't that something? New products. Here we go. That's the ticket. Okay, so here we go. Check it out. This is my screen. It's, as you see, it's divided into 3 parts. So we've got all the products that we're going to talk about today. And these products, and only these products, are going to be valid for the discount code and the percentage off. In the center, that's usually me, but I'm sharing my screen. And then all the way on the right, we have live comments. Let's go back to here. As I said, these are the products that are available for the discount. The discount is 50% off. The discount code is LIVE6. So that's LIVE, all caps 6. LIVE6. Use that discount code between now and midnight. Today's July 26th. So midnight Eastern Standard Time, July 26th. Use LIVE6, all caps, from now until midnight, and you get 50% off any of those products that are listed on the left that we're going to talk about today. So I am going to go one step further and kind of show you what to do here. So let's say I'm hovering over stuff, okay? Let's say I want the hot hem ruler. It says right on it, add cart. So I'm going to add to cart, okay? Now, basically, this screen is showing you what you want to put in your cart. If you scroll down, there's a black bar on the bottom right, says add to cart. This is when you officially add it to your cart. So now I've added it to my cart. It says I have 1 item in my cart. Let's say I want to check out. What I'm going to do is I am going to click on my cart, right? Scroll down to the bottom. I think you can see that. There's a black bar that says checkout. I click on that, okay? All right, that transports you. Now, all of a sudden, you see it's 1 full screen. It's no longer divided into 3, and that's because you have been transported to madameso.com, where you will proceed with your official checkout. So, again, if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see, oh, sorry, let me show you that. You will see proceed to checkout, okay? So I'm going to do that. And now the screen is divided into 2 sections. You have your contact information on the left, and you have your basically where we're going to put the discount code, that's on the right. So you've got a total of $24.99, right? But it says enter gift card or discount code here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to write live 6 and hit apply. Now, look at the $24.99 right over there, $24.99. I'm going to hit apply. And you see that it's now adjusted to $12.50. So it's that simple, folks. Just do what I just did and you're all set. Once that is applied and your cost has been adjusted, go back to the left side, put in your contact information, and that will bring you to, hold on, that will bring you to your payment information, your shipping information, what have you. Right now, I've gone back to my regular screen, and I'm going to put my right there. I think we're going to start with the demos now. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? Man, what is up with my hair? Guess who did my? I walked in here, right? Madam So said, "I think your hair needs to be bigger." Well, she put something in there, and now I look like Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start with the demos. The first thing we have are quilt storage bags. We've got a lot of news there. So we currently have we have 3 sizes. We used to have just one, the standard. Now we have 3 sizes, but even the standard has some news. So let me just show you something real quick. This is pretty outright. Where'd you go, man? All right, there you are. Okay, look at that. I don't know how far back I have to get to show you this, but here are our 3 sizes. On the top, we have our standard size that you're familiar with. The next one down in periwinkle, we have our large, and then the one all the way on the bottom is our large slim. So I'm going to talk to you about all of those. First up, though, let me just show you some benefits and features. Okay, here is our standard size, right? And I just want to show you that it has very strong, durable handles on either side, reinforced. So on either side. Then it has very, very strong, durable zippers as well. And there's 2 zippers. They come from either side, so you can meet them in the middle or in the front, or one side or the other side, whatever you like. It's made out of a breathable sort of nylon. I would call it almost like a parachute material. Very light, very lovely. And then, of course, it's got this window in the front that lets you know exactly what you're storing in that particular bag. So now let's go one by one with the sizes, shall we? Okay. First up, our standard. So this is a standard that you're familiar with already. The size here is, let's see, the size is 22 inches wide, which would be this way, by 15. I don't know what you would call this. If this is wide, what do you call this? The depth, I guess. Anyway, that's 15 inches. And then the height is 8 inches. So you see that? The height is 8 inches. This one, if you're looking at the window, this one is housing a very large, very thick king quilt and a twin quilt. So normally, even if it's king, if it wasn't as thick as this one is, you could probably fit more in there, or you could fit 2 queens and a twin, something like that. But this is our standard size. It comes in periwinkle and turquoise. And then get a load of this. I don't have it to show you, but it also comes in this really, really cool magenta. All right. The magenta is limited time, and it's inspired by Pantone's color of the year. So every year Pantone comes out with a color of the year. This year it's called Viva Magenta. It's a very electrifying, energy inducing kind of color, Viva Magenta. And so we actually have this QSB in this size, this standard size, in the magenta. I think you need to check that out because it's pretty cool. I'm going to go over pricing in a second. Just let me continue here. I'm going to go to our large, which is new, brand spanking new. I have There's so much stuff in these. So I'll show you as best I can. Here, take a look at that. Basically what we have here is, it's hard to see, but there's a queen size Afghan, then there's a queen size quilt, and then 3 twins. Okay, the size on this baby is 23.5 wide by 20, I'm gonna say depth, by 11 high. 11 high, so you actually can fit quite a bit in here. And this comes in periwinkle, which you see here, and teal. Pricing to come, folks, very, very soon. Oh, and here is what we call our large slim. This one, yeah, large slim, let me see. Yeah, large slim, it has 3, okay, it's holding 3 twins and a queen. 3 twins and a queen. The size on this baby, you can see that. The size on this baby is 27.5 wide. Let's see if I do that. Yeah. 27.5 wide, okay, by 20 inches depth, 20 inches this way, front to back, and then 8 inches high. So what's cool about that is, and the reason we call it slim, is that you can easily slide this under most beds. So if you're challenged for storage space, this one will actually fit in the bed. It's bigger in terms of width and depth, but not quite as high, so that you can definitely slide it under there for storage. So let's talk about pricing, okay? So the QSB normal, I'm gonna say standard, okay? The QSB standard is usually $19.99. Guess what? Today, 50% off, $10. So $10, you can get it in teal, turquoise, or magenta, Viva Magenta. And yeah, that's a pretty good deal. So Live 6, okay, from now until midnight, July 26th, Eastern Standard Time, 50% off. Not bad at all. Let me see. What else is cool? Our large. Oh my goodness. That's why the handles need to be durable. You know, quilting is no joke. You need to take quilting seriously. It's a heavy duty thing. Okay. Here we go. This one. This is what we call our large, usually $22.99. It is now $11.50 for today only. From now till midnight, it is $11.50. That's not bad for a brand new product. And again, this one comes in turquoise and periwinkle. Okay, brand new. Lastly, whoa, baby. Lastly, we've got our large slim. Okay, the large slim is $22.99 as well, which means it's also $11.50 from now until midnight, July 26th, Eastern Standard Time. Not bad, right? So our QSB collection just expanded exponentially. I think it's really cool, and I hope that you guys take advantage of it. I'm using about 8 currently. I tend to use them more for fabric. Vintage fabrics that I want to keep safe, and that I'm just waiting, for the right opportunity to use them. So that's what's going on with our quilt storage bags. Let me see, I need to plug in my iron real quick. Okay, all right. So what's happening? All right, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. I'm checking. Depth or deep QSB? So depth. So deep. Sandra, I kind of gave the measurements already, but hear me out. I'm not going to pull the bags out again. But the regular QSB, our standard, is 22 inches wide by 15 inches. I'm going to say depth deep, but then the height, I suppose, is 8 inches. Okay, so 22 by 15 by 8, that's our standard. Sandra. And then our large, our new one, is 23.5 wide by 20 deep by 11 inches high. Okay, so 23.5 by 20 by 11. And then lastly, our QSB large slim that easily can slide under a bed. That one is 27.5 wide by 20 deep by 8 inches high. So I hope that helps. You can always, maybe you jotted that down, or you can always rewatch. I don't know. You can sort of reference the sizes there just to confirm that it is what you would like. Okay, I hope that helps, Sandra. I can feel that my iron is heating up, all right? Which means, folks, I am going to have to put on my ironing thimbles. You know, I was playing with this yesterday, we're going to talk about the hot hem ruler, okay? And I was doing that, and lo and behold, man, my fingers were getting pretty close to the iron, and it was a little precarious. I was starting to worry a little bit. So I got out my trusty little, I got out my trusty little ironing thimbles, which came in handy. Basically, we're going to talk about this 18-inch hot hem ruler. Do you know how this came about? I'll tell you how it came about. It's because of you, all right? We came to market with a 10-inch hot hem ruler, which kind of sold out right away. Maybe, I'm not joking, like maybe 5 times in a row. Every time we got it in, it sold out. But overwhelmingly from you guys, there were comments like, because I guess you were trying to do, you know, 10 inches is 10 inches, right? This is 18. So at least this is half of a yard, right? So I think you guys were looking, if you're doing, you know, a hem across an extended length, right? I think you wanted something bigger so that you didn't have to keep moving the 10-inch. This is right. So we did an 18-inch, and guess what? It's selling like hotcakes. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention today. Now, if we can look down here, I'm just kind of show you what's going on. So basically, you can do hems with this from anywhere from like an 1/8 inch to 2.5 inches. Okay, so 1/8 inch to 2.5 inches. If you're folding over, right, you can do that whatever you want. That's probably here's the 3/4. That's the 1/4 is on this side. If I want to do 1/4, but today we're going to do the half. Okay. Today we're going to do the half. So I'm positioning it there. I'm folding my material over just to see if I'm in the right place. I feel like I am. Okay. You guys see that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start ironing. Can you see my iron coming into view yet? Okay. So I'm just going to iron this over, and then lo and behold, I have a 1/2 inch. Yeah. Okay. So lo and behold, I've got my 1/2 inch hem. Easy enough. All I have to do now, if you so care to, you know, maybe I'll use a couple clips, right? Use a couple clips, boom, boom, and then sew it down if that's what you want. If you want to fold it over again for that kind of seam so you don't have a rough edge, you know, go ahead and do that, then clip it and sew it down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. The side, can you see that? So I'm going to go ahead and do the side, and I'll tell you why in a second. Again, I'm doing the 1/2 inch. Cool. That's in place. Whoop. Great. Great. You see how easy, man? It's a definite time saver, don't you think? And now that we have it in 18 inches, I mean, all right, so now, there you go, same thing. I think that's really cool, but here's a little extra kind of something that I can show you, and that is, it'll make a mitered it'll make a mitered corner. Watch this. So simple. If that's what you care to do. Basically, open it up, fold that corner in. So you see the point where the two hems meet, fold it right there, make it as much of a right angle as you possibly can, right? There you go. Then go ahead and fold over your hem on one side, fold over the hem. Sorry, I got all these strands. Fold over the hem on the other side. Sorry. There you go. Yeah. Fold over the hem on the other side. And then I am just going to sort of, hold on. Where's my thing? I'll use a clip then. Yeah. Oh, that's enough. So basically, I just want to show you what a clean, can you guys see that? Where? Yeah, there you go. See that? A very, very clean mitered corner. So again, oh, and then the other thing, not that you would ever need this, but check this out. I said it goes from an 1/8 inch all the way to 2.5 inches for a hem. It actually goes much longer than that because check it out. This is kind of hysterical to me. Basically, if you care to, look, here's a 6 inch. See, if you use the ruler this way, lengthwise, you can do a 6 inch. Not only that, I mean, literally, you could do, all the way to an 18 inch hem. I don't know why you would need an 18 inch hem. Maybe you're a giant. I don't know. But isn't that cool? So that's the 18 inch hot hem ruler. And let me give you the price on that, and then I'll tell you something else that's going on. So the price on the 18 inch is normally $34.99. $34.99, but I want to see that. Love that gal. So $34.99. No, today only $17.50. So 50% off makes it $17.50 if you use Live 6 all caps between now and midnight, July 26th, Eastern Standard Time. How about that? Okay, here's the surprise. Not only that, not only do we have the 18 inch, but we're going to make the same deal, the 50% off. We're going to make the same deal available for our 10 inch. Okay? So the 10 inch is usually $24.99. So that means it's $12.50. Same thing, $12.50 between now and midnight, July 26th. That's not bad, man. So check that out. The hot hem rulers in 18 inch and 10 inch. So the discounted price for those is $17.50 for the 18 inch and then $12.50 for the 10 inch. Not bad, right? I would take advantage of that. And then, I mean, you don't have to use these, but I felt more comfortable using them because I was a little surprised at how hot and how close that iron was getting to my digits. You know what? I'm feeling very, very much like a consummate sewist, seamstress today. And, I have measuring tape around my neck. That's right. Instant Halloween costume. I am a sewist. I am a consummate professional sewist. Just because I have measuring tape around my neck. All right. I think I'm going to continue. I'm what you say on a roll right now. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm going to continue. Hook and eye. All right. We have a hook and eye fastener set. Folks, this one is a really tough one to demo, and I'll tell you why. Hold on. I'll tell you why. First of all, there's so many pieces in here, and they're tiny. And to actually apply them, it's all handwork. It's all hand stitching. So I'm going to do a couple things. One, hold on one second now. Let me show you something. Okay. Isn't that cute? I made this little cuff just so that I could show you the fasteners, the hook and eyes. But first, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. See this? I mean, do you see that? Look how many pieces, man. And then if I try to hold, let's say I try to hold, I'm trying to explain to you what this is, right? Look, can you even see it? You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell you what I did. First, let me show you this kind of cuff that I made. This is how you apply them, okay? It's all hand done. So basically, here's the hook, right? And then there are two little loops on the hook, and you just hand stitch that into place. Then you align it with your eyelet, hook and eye. Eye, same thing. It's got two little loops there, and you just hand stitch that into place. And then lo and behold, hook and eye. Can you see that? Hook and eye, boom. So essentially, all of the hook and eyes that are in this kit are applied the same way. It's just hand stitching on there, all right? Now I'm gonna show you, this is what I did. I thought this would be easier. I did this last minute today. I wanna show you all that is involved in the hook and eye fastener set. So let me get you down here and show you what I did. All right, can you see that? All right, so basically I've lined all of them up like that, and I put them on a black line so that, because the size differentiation is so minimal that honestly, if I just showed you in my hand, I tried to put them on a black line so that you can actually see that they do get larger. But let me just start, I'll tell you what they are. This first one is called a plain standard. It's a size 1. So I take it that the hook and eyes are essentially the way that they deal with sizes. There's size 1, size 2, size 3. And then once you're familiar with those sizes, it kind of makes sense to you. But anyway, this first one here is plain standard size 1. You get 20 pairs in black. So you get 20 pairs, the hook and the eye, 20 of each in black, okay? Then you also get it right here in silver, okay? So again, that one is plain standard size 1. You get 20 pairs in silver. Next is right here. Again, this one is in black, okay? Now, you can kind of see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I did this. I put them on a black line. So this is size 1. This is size 2, and you can kind of see, based on the black line and that they're side by side, you can kind of see that, yes, it is slightly larger. This one is a plain standard size 2. You also get 20 pairs in black. Right next to it, the sister, brother, cousin of the size 2 black is plain standard size 2, 20 pairs in silver, okay? Now we get to size 3. And once again, you're going to see, you see that? Once again, you're going to see that this is larger than this, okay? This is plain standard, size 3. You get 20 pairs of black. And then right next to it, right there, you get plain standard, size 3, 20 pairs in silver. Now we move to something else. So that was all plain standard so far. Now we get into a couple different things. One is, these are pant and skirts. Pant and skirt fasteners, size 1/2 inch. You get 8 pairs of those in black. And then you get 8 pairs of those in silver. So again, they're pant skirt fasteners, size 1/2 inch, 8 pairs in black, 8 pairs in silver. Now, the last up here in this item is what they call, oh no, that's not what I wanted. Sorry, I want this one. This is when we get fancy, all right? It's not plain standard. This one is fancy standard, all right? Fancy standard, size 2. You get 10 pairs in black. That's cool, right? Let me see if you can, you see the fancy? it's still, the hook is the same, but the eye is almost triangular. And then, of course, on the pant and skirt, you see that the eye is actually kind of like a little bar. All right. Now we're going to move down to, this is kind of cool. This right here, you see that? That's sewing and intimate, all right? So it's sewing in, or intimate apparel or sewing, swimwear. So swimwear or intimate, we have the 3/4 inch hook, which is right there. 3/4 inch hook with a 1/2 inch ring. The rings are 1/2 inch. And then we have, you get it in 2 sets, okay? You get 2 sets of all of this. And then we have a larger version right there. So the larger version is 1 inch with 3/4 inch rings. So it's a 1 inch hook, 3/4 inch rings. And then these are like the strap holders, which are larger than these strap holders. But again, you get 2 sets of all of that. So, I mean, that is a lot for hook and eye fastener set, don't you think? I think so. I think there's a lot to be done there, apart from making this wonderful sporty little cuff. Okay, so let's talk price on that. It's usually $18.99, but today only, from now until midnight Eastern Standard Time. Today is July 26th, by the way. You use Live 6, all caps, and you get 50% off the hook and eye fastener set, which is usually $18.99, but tonight only $9.50. $9.50 is not bad for everything that I showed you, you know, which was 20 sets, 20 sets, 20 sets, 20 sets, 20 sets, 20 sets. What did I say? This one is 10 sets. Did I say what that one was? Oh, 8 pair. So the pants and skirts, 8 pairs of each color, 10 of the standard, and then 2 sets each. 2 sets each of the intimate swimwear. Okay, I think that's a pretty good deal for $9.50, don't you? Let me just check what's going on here. Hey, Nan, you're saying thank you for putting them on the board. Makes them easy to see. That was my thought exactly, man. I was struggling. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa, no one's going to see this. No one's going to understand. So this morning I was like, let me tap into my Yankee ingenuity and make things clearer. So I appreciate that, Nan. Thank you. I didn't do it for nothing, right? Thank you. While you guys are shopping and figuring things out, I'm going to go ahead and move over to our 1/4 inch seam guide. That means I'm bringing my trusty machine here. All right. Oops. All right. I got that on now. Let me just show you what this is. 1/4 inch seam tape. Okay, you get 2 rolls. The rolls are, if I'm not mistaken, the rolls are 5.5 yards each. So you get 2 rolls at 5.5 yards each. All right. So now let me just show you. Let's see, what can you see here? I'm trying to show you my machine. How come this is so difficult? Let me do it this way. That's too high. It's better. Hold on, sorry. Oh, there we go, almost. I can't get you where I want you. You know what I mean? That's weird. Okay, that's not bad at all. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay, so basically, okay, I've got my seam tape, right? This is 1/4 inch seam tape. So you've got a line that goes right up the middle of your tape, okay? And then to either side of that line, you have a 1/4 inch space to another line. This you want to put on your sewing machine. I'm very lucky. I can see exactly where my needle is going into my needle plate. There's a little rectangular kind of hole there, and the right side of that hole lines up directly. So I know exactly where to put my tape. I'm going to sort of get up this way. So I want to align that center line on this tape with the needle, okay? So I can do that. Yes, I have. Now you can, if you're worried about, is this as straight as it could be, you could take a ruler out, but I just go ahead and do that about where I need it, clip it off. Um, every time I go to restart, by the way, let me show you something real quick. Every time I go to restart that, right, I want to make sure that the end is squared off. So I go ahead and I tape this right onto, can you see it? Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, I'll go one step further. So basically I line it up, right, flush, and that way I can make a complete, I know that it's square, I know that it's flush, I know that it's level. God, that sounds like a song. I know that it's square, I know that it's flush, I know that it's level. See, now it's ready to go. And you know that when you put it on your machine, you're going to be squared off. That's just a little, it's just a little trick. All right, so there you go. Now, let me see if I'm going to try to, I want you to see it. Oh, you can, kind of. Great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have these little squares here, right? I have these little squares, got a flap on the back. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. I'm going to put my center line on this, on the outside of the 1/4 inch, right? So that way the center line here is going to be sewing down this flap. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm lined up right there. I can see on the bottom part that that's lined up with the space as well. See that? Lined up, lined up. Yeah, and that means I'm going to be doing a 1/4 inch line. Here we go. Okay. Easy. And now my little flap is now, let me just clip these as well. I love my little stork scissors. Yeah, but now you can see, hello. Now you can see that the 1/4 inch flap is sewn down in the back. And all I did was follow this 1/4 inch seam tape. Now, it's kind of meant to be transient, let's say. You don't want to keep this on your machine the whole time. It's made out of rice paper washi tape. So it is very strong. It is very durable. You can keep it there as long as you like, but when it starts to get maybe dirty or ratty or whatever, you've got 2 rolls that are 5.5 yards each to play with. So maybe you just want to keep it fresh every other time. Maybe you don't want this on your machine all the time. The residue is not so much of an issue. I mean, if you left it there for a year, maybe there'd be an issue, but we do recommend that you start fresh. And you have, as I said, 2 rolls of 5.5 yards each. So this is a quick little time saver, let's say, and it's cute. It's usually $10.49, right? But of course, today at 50% off using Live 6, it is going to be $5.25. So $5.25 for 2 rolls that are 5.5 yards long. Not bad at all, right? Let me see what's going on over here, and then we're going to do something else. 1/4 inch seam tape, 2 pieces, washi craft tape. That's right, man. Wow, that's an amazing tool. That would come in handy. Julie, I think that you're talking about that would come in handy. Would that be the hook and eyes? I'm not sure. Anyway, looks like everybody's kind of happy and filling their carts with. People are wondering about the red fingers. Oh, you know what? The red fingers, we had these on a show not that long ago. It comes in a set of 3. They're slightly different sizes. See that? That would be the thumb, I suppose. That would be, maybe this would be your flip the bird finger. I don't know. And then your pinky, I don't know. But they do have a little give to them, you know. And they do come in handy, especially when you're doing work that involves getting your fabric, getting your fingers very, very close to your iron. So these are available on madamsew.com. We just don't have them up for the discount today, but they are available on madamsew.com. So they're ironing thimbles, and I'd never heard of them until about maybe 2 months ago, but now I use them when your hand is in a precarious situation next to your iron. These are good to have, all right? So check that out then, madamsew.com. And you people that are watching from YouTube and Instagram and all these other places, make sure you go to madamsew.com if you're interested in shopping and taking advantage of these massive discounts, as my boss and friend at work likes to say. When I first heard him say massive discounts, I was like, oh, wow, that sounds really impressive. I got excited myself. So yeah, check that out. I'm going to move on to our next, let me just get rid of this. I'm going to move on to our next item, which is fairly new, and that is, check this out. Can you see this? Okay, so it's a thread stand, all right? Now, some thread comes on, larger than a regular spool. This spool that you see here, that's like a regular size spool. Ours, Madam Sew thread set is slightly smaller than this, but even those don't fit on certain machines. So it's always good to have this alternative or this option. I don't know, let me just see how to show you this over here. All right, get all the way up there so that you can kind of see. I hope I canceled in time. We'll see if they knock on the door at any given moment. All right, let me put you back up here. And how can I best, I guess I'm gonna have to move this around a bit. No, there you go. There you go. Okay, so let me tell you, this is 15 inches high. You can use up to a 4-inch diameter spool of thread. So like some spools come, that high, that big around, whatever. The other thing that's good, what I'm gonna do today is I'm taking, this is the spool that I'm working with that was on my machine already. So I'm just gonna put that down here and show you something really kind of cool, all right? So there you go. All right. So this is not only good for larger spools, but one of my coworkers at work, I have to show you on my machine. This thing broke off. This thing broke off. So she can't even put a spool there. She uses this spool holder, okay? She uses this thread holder in lieu of your regular little arm that you would put the spool on, and it works just fine. So just to show you that it works just fine, I'm gonna go ahead, see I've got my little clips there, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I suppose, like why? I don't know what you want to watch. Do you want to watch me sew just to see how smooth it is? Let's do that. Hold on. What happens if I turn this sideways? Is that a nightmare? No, nightmare for you guys? No, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do this and show you now Please understand that the spool that I'm working with is a normal size spool and is currently on the thread holder stand. So sewing. And you can see or hear very clearly that there's no issues with the thread coming all the way from the stand as opposed to right off of that little arm that's built into your machine. So there it is. There it is. So I'm actually going to use this once in a while. I didn't think I needed it, but I've been using it in the last week or so, getting ready for today. Spool stand, so it comes in 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes in 4 pieces, and it very, very, very easily screws together into a 15-inch tall thread holder. That's where you put your spools. And you can use up to a 4-inch diameter spool. Pretty cool, right? So let me tell you about this baby. This is usually $25.99 Lifesaver, but today only $13. $13 from now until midnight, July 26th, Eastern Standard Time. Use Live6 all caps. And you know what? That discount code and the 50% off, that's good for any of those products that you see listed on the left and only those products that you see listed on the left. So, I mean, so far so good, right? I mean, there's a lot of really good buys here. Now we're going to get into one of my favorite things to demo, and that is, let me see if oh, Julie S. I use it for the thread cones. That's a really good point because let me show you something. When you say thread cones, Julie, are the bottoms this big? Because I found I was kind of reluctant to try this because listen, if there's nothing holding it onto the peg, onto the arm for the spool where you put the spool, this is way too big. It seemed to me like as the thread was coming off, it might start doing that, or you know. So I don't know, but is that what you mean? Thread cones? I would say this is a thread cone, but if you're saying it works just fine, I'm going to try it. Anyway, food for thought, don't you think? So right now we're moving into our, let me start up here. 1/4-inch patchwork ruler set, all right? Let me open this up, show you what it is. There's actually 2 rulers in here, okay? All right, there are 2 rulers in here. One is 9 inches and one is 17. So we have 9, I don't even know what I'm doing these days. This is the 17-inch, right? And then this is the 9-inch. All right. They are both non-skid, and you can actually feel it. There's a little tack on one side, not sticky, just textured so that it's non-slip. It comes with a matte technology, so it reduces glare to the point where you can definitely see what's going on your fabric and make sure that your measurements are accurate and that your line is in the same place. If you look closely, there is a thin black line right down the center of this. That's going to be very important, and I'll show you why in a second. We have numbers on the top and on the bottom, on both sides, both side edges of this have the measurements. So that way when you're working, you never have to sort of pick it up and turn it around to get your numbers, your measurements. We've already done that for you. And they come with this little hole so that if you like to hang them on a pegboard or on a hook, you can do that. And if not, you can put, something like a ribbon or something like that, so that when you go to your sewing class or anything like that, everyone will know that these belong to you. So you can personalize them somehow. All right. Now I'm going to take you down here. I'm using my rotating cutting mat, which I absolutely love. I am going to be using the smaller. I'm going to be making some, let me see, hold on. I'm going to be making some 1/4" square triangles. That's what I'm going to be making, 1/4" square triangles. So let me get my stuff. What I've done here, as you can see, I've taken 2 pieces of fabric, 2 squares, and I put them good side down, the good sides facing each other. And I'm going to give you though. Okay, yeah, so I've got the in place. Now I'm using a chalk marker to mark either side of the ruler. So of course that is a 1/4" from the center line. Now, essentially, check that out. Essentially what I've done here is I've drawn in the sewing lines, okay? So now I would go to my machine and I would sew on either one of those lines. I've already done that just to save time. Why do you want to watch me sew those lines? But here they are. These are sewn right over the chalk markers, right? So now what you want to do is you're going to take your ruler. We're going to do some cutting, all right? So now I'm switching to this baby to do the actual cutting, and I'll tell you why. This is great for measuring and marking, right? But it's not necessarily made for cutting. And the reason is, as you can see, it is so narrow, right? That inevitably, if I'm cutting, right? If I'm cutting, my fingers are going to be in the way. That's not cool. You don't want that to happen, right? So that's why when it's time to cut, I actually switch to something that's a little more, makes a little more sense. It's more reliable. It's definitely safer. Yeah. So again, you want to do, your cut is going to go from corner to corner diagonally, which is what I've done here. So I'm going to go ahead and make that cut. And then, lo and behold, check it out. We have 2. All right. Yeah. Check it out. Now we have 2 of these 1/4" square triangles. Now, what I would do normally is I would take this and I would go and press it real quick to get this flat. But as you can see, we now have these little tails. You see that? This? So we're just going to get rid of those real quick. Hold on, let me get you down there so you can see. Yeah, so you can see the little tails there. Again, I'm going to use my larger ruler, go right to the edge of that, follow the line of that square so that just the little tail is sticking out, and I'll get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, boom. And then do the other side, 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'll do it this way. And you know what? That's it. It's as easy as that. It's somewhat relaxing. So this is the kind of thing, let me show you real quick. Are you okay? Are you okay? I dropped you like a hot potato. Just want to make sure you're all right. Okay, cool. So yeah, so now doing that whole little process, you end up with 2 of these squares, all right? 2 of these squares. So this is the kind of thing that's, you know, it's somewhat, it's repetitive, yes, but it's also very sort of soothing and calming. Like you could get a glass of wine, you could put on a podcast or something, you could sit there and make like 50 of these in almost no time at all, and then you have 50 of these to make a quilt. Can you make a quilt with 50 of these? Maybe it takes more than that. Anyway, you get the gist. It's very satisfying. I love these little rulers, this 1/4" patchwork ruler set. I think it's awesome. So you might want to look into that. Let me tell you about the pricing. It is $28.99, which means $14.50. So it's $14.50 for this time-saving, satisfying ruler set. Again, it's oh boy. Again, it's 9 inches and 17 inches. So check it out, man. I think that it's a really good deal. It's $14.50 today using live 6 from now until midnight, July 26th, Eastern Standard Time. I like it. I'm not a quilter, and honestly, before I used it, I didn't know what it was for, but now I get it. It's a very soothing, satisfying, almost meditative little project. All right, so check that out. Let me see. Sandra Ann says my phones are smaller. We're going into 2 more. One of them is, I think this is absolutely cute as a button, is our rolling seam presser. Our rolling seam presser will give you, will sort of flat to give you a temporary flat seam. I'm going to show you right now 2 ways that it works. One is, I just made these, right? So we've got this in the back. It's kind of flopping around there, kind of standing up a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and spread it out this way. So if I can flatten it here. And as you can see, maybe you can't see, but I can. It is significantly flatter than how sort of blousy it was and what a mound it was before. This is flat enough that I can continue working without having to pull out my iron. And then the other way, if I turn it over, here's that this part that was bouncing around. I'm going to try to butterfly this. I mean, if you want it butterflied. But see, before, it just wouldn't do anything. At least now, it's going to be enough. Yeah, you see that? It's going to be enough that I can continue working. See, it gives me the give that I want. I don't have to fight to break it apart. It's already apart. Oh no, folks, we're going to end in 2 minutes. So basically, let me tell you about this, and then we're going to get, this is usually $12.49. So today, this little cutie, this little cute sort of vintage looking thing is $6.25. So $6.25 for the rolling seam presser. And then now, oh my goodness, I didn't bring it. You know what? I'm going to tell you about what's going on at Madame So. If you're interested in our pegboard, which is listed on the right, the pegboard starter kit, check that out because the pegboard starter kit is usually $83.99. So today only it's $42. That is quite the deal. Please go to madamso.com, look up pegboard starter kit. You'll see everything that is involved in it. I'm sort of racing against the clock now. I've got less than a minute left. What's going on at Madame So? We have the big giveaway, which is a $500 fabric prize package. We have $300 fabric stash from Waymaker Fabrics, and then over $200 worth of Madame So product. So check that out. You have until September 29th, midnight, Eastern Standard Time to join. And then the winner will be announced via Facebook Live on September 30th. Go to Real Time Deals to see our next live shopping experience, which is Wednesday, August 9th. That one is a quilting bee, and I can't wait. It's all quilting related items. It's August 9th, which is a Wednesday, 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time.